Hey, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a little bit since I filmed, and I'm really excited to do this. It's actually the first one on my channel that I've done, so I'm going to be doing a first impression and wear test of a foundation that I got at Ulta recently, and I hadn't ever heard of the brand, and it was like all the way in the back of the makeup section that I'd never even been to before. So I'm really excited to try this out. This is by the brand Flesh. This is their foundation right here, and it says that it's supposed to be a medium buildable coverage with a natural finish. And I also got the primer that they have, and this is the primer bottle right here, and the bottles are actually real glass, which is really nice. I like the packaging a lot. And this is their illuminating primer. I believe both of them were $32, which is a little bit pricey, so I'm hoping that they work out really well. The primer is this really kind of cool, like holographic looking, I don't know, it's like pearly iridescent. It's really pretty. I did try to film this video the other day, and I got interrupted and I wasn't able to come back to it, and I only did like one patch on my cheek, and it didn't feel like it might have made my skin look more dried out, so I did put a bit of moisturizer on already before starting this video. And I'm also going to be testing out the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, because I've been dying to get this, and my Ulta finally had it in my shade, so I picked that up. I've been trying to find a concealer that I love. I used to be obsessed with like Shape Tape, but for some reason lately it just hasn't been working for me. I think it's probably because it's kind of like a mattifying concealer, so like if I'm feeling dry, it feels a little bit more creasy, and I don't know, it just hasn't been working. So this claims to be full coverage, anti-aging, waterproof concealer, so I'm very excited about this. This was a bit pricey. I believe it was like 30 something dollars. I could be wrong. So I'm just gonna put some of this primer on my face. It does have a scent, and it reminds me of like, I hate to say it like this, like old lady perfume. Like when you're walking by the perfume counter at Macy's and they're just spraying you with the same scented stuff. It's got a interesting consistency. It feels more like a lightweight moisturizer than like a primer. No like silicone-y feeling or anything like that. Does look pretty good though. My skin looks a lot more evened out, and I have freckles, I don't know, and redness issues, but it seems to kind of blur my skin a bit, which is nice. And I'm gonna try to apply this with the It Cosmetics blurring foundation brush. I've never been a brush person, but people keep telling me that this brush is just amazing. I tried it once, and I don't know. Oh, I don't know, this is better than the last time I tried it. This shade might be a little bit too light. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it'll kind of like oxidize a little bit on the skin. I got this shade 07 Birthday Cake, and it is cool pink tones. I've been told I have cool tone skin because my veins are blue, but I feel like I might actually be a bit more warm tone. And honestly, I think it really depends on the type of the year, or time of the year, not type of year. I don't know that I'm loving the brush so much. I feel kind of patchy. It definitely is like a medium coverage, which I'm not generally a huge fan of, just because, I don't know, I just prefer full coverage. But lately I've been trying to do like a bit more natural, I guess, makeup. I guess where you can actually tell I have skin underneath the makeup. I don't know, for 32 bucks though, you know, it's kind of a lot. Has anybody actually heard of this brand before? Because I had never heard of it. Flesh. Flesh. I don't know why I kind of like the name of it. It's intriguing. I feel like I get better coverage with a sponge, but you know, everybody is always like, oh, brushes give you more coverage. I'm like, I don't know, are you guys insane? Am I applying it wrong? It's probably me applying it wrong, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Kind of like sinking into everything weirdly, because I thought that the primer looked really good, but now it's kind of like, it looks good from like far away, but up close, I don't know. You can see like all this around my nose. All of my pore issues are being highlighted. The color did get a bit better though as this has continued, so that is a plus, but I'm not sure. We'll have to just go with it. Okay. Forehead time. So as I've been like aging, which is kind of a joke to even say because I'm only 28, but my first wrinkles appeared, you can't even see them right now because of the camera, but my first wrinkles appeared in between my eyebrows, which means I feel like I've scowled a lot my whole life. I don't know. First impressions right now are not great. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm not used to this kind of coverage, but I was kind of hoping that I could get a medium coverage that didn't like fill in every single problem that I had. I kind of wanted it to like not highlight all my problems, smooth over them. But instead it's like, hey, let me sink into all these problems and show them loud and clear. I mean, obviously, I still have skin, so I don't mind seeing like a little bit of texture and stuff, but I mean, I'd rather just go makeupless and just show off all that stuff than do this whole process. And you know what I'm saying? Maybe I just sound crazy. I used about 6 pumps, maybe less, maybe it was like 5. Just kind of building this up a little bit. I don't know, I really don't like how it's sitting in my pores. I mean, again, that could be like the primer, but it looked pretty good at first when we put it on. So, and it says it's like a natural finish, but it is rather dry and mattifying, I feel like. I don't know, I guess I see a little bit of a glow. But I wonder if that's from the primer. I don't know. I'm gonna spray my face with, where is it? It's almost gone. my Iconic London Prep Set Glow Spray. I'm going to spray this just a little more moisture in my skin. Maybe it'll help it, I don't know, do something better than this. That concealer is thick. I probably got way too much out. But it had a big air bubble in it. And so when I was like squeezing it, it wasn't coming out at first. And then it just started coming out like crazy. I wonder if it's gonna look weird to have like this. I don't even know if I would consider this medium coverage. Like, it seems like medium light for sure. Look at this around my nose. Isn't that awful? I've been really interested in that Bite Beauty that's been going around. I saw like Raw Beauty Christy do a video on it. Oh, this is so thick. And while she was applying it, she was like, oh, I don't know that I like this. And then all of a sudden it kind of transformed on her skin and it looked really good. So maybe I'll conceal on my nose a little bit. Definitely over here on my forehead. I've been breaking out a little bit lately too. I think it's from stress. I started homeschooling my son because he was having a tough time in like the public school setting. So I transferred him to like this homeschool program through a charter school near our house. And it's kind of like put a lot on my schedule, so. I haven't been able to film or do anything lately. Well, this is going to be mostly concealer on my face now. But this concealer is nice. I don't want to waste all this. Look at all the stuff that's left. I wish I could get it back in the tube. I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. No, that looks pretty good, I think. Okay, I'm gonna powder, and I'm gonna mix my Cover FX Illuminating Setting Powder with my ColourPop. Yeah, it's called the No Filter. I couldn't find it. ColourPop No Filter. And I mix these together because this illuminating setting powder is in the shade Light, but it's like the darkest light shade I've ever seen in my entire life. But I like that it has that like glow to it. I always wear black whenever I do this, and I get powder all over what I'm wearing. I don't know why I haven't learned my lesson yet. You would think I would. You would think. Did anybody see the video of Manny MUA like following a Raw Beauty Christy tutorial? It was so funny. I loved it so much. Sometimes foundations improve when you set them with powder, I think. I feel like sometimes they like kind of need that powder. Looks pretty good. My 1-year-old daughter has decided to like give up naps, and I don't know that I'm ready for that. Not only because like I like having the time, but because she's like just really grumpy all the time without him, so I really am lost. Anyway, I'm gonna do my eyes and stuff off camera because that's really not what we're doing today, and I'll be back and I'll do my bronzer and stuff just to see how it blends in with the foundation after. So be right back. Okie dokie, we're back. And eyes are on, and now we're going to move on to the rest of the face. So I'm going to start with bronzer, and I'm going to use the 3 Steps to Sculpt NYX Cosmetics palette, and I'm going to, oh, here it is. I just had it. Okay, I'm just going to start. Now when I bronze, I kind of use it as a way to give my skin a little bit more color and to kind of sculpt a little bit. It's not like a full-on contour routine, but it does give me a little bit of added definition, I guess would be the word. And I always start my contour like right here where my hairline and my ear kind of meet in this little corner. That's where I start. I like to concentrate a lot of the color against the actual hairline and then diffuse it outward from there. That will give you like more of the definition that I'm speaking of. I was gonna do like a quick sweep like across my cheeks right here, just to give my face a little tiny bit more color if my concealer was too light or something like that. And I don't put fresh product on when I sweep right here. I just use whatever was like left behind because you don't want to have like a weird brown splotch on your cheek. That's just not ideal. So now I'm gonna contour like bronze right around my ear here and kind of blend it up into my ear so that my ear kind of looks like the same color and there's not going to be a harsh line right there. And then I bring it down right here and I go a little bit behind my ear and down onto the jaw. And I'll do like an actual kind of line-ish and then I diffuse it downward. And then I'll go upward just a tiny bit, because you don't want any like harsh lines, but you do want to place like your product like in specific spots. If I have new product on my brush, I'm gonna get a little bit more definition out of that spot that I started at. Then you diffuse out from there, so that line is gonna be diffused, but in the center of it is gonna be the deepest. So that way it gives you like a more natural look. And then I will take a brush like this and I'll go back in and then I'll just kind of really do like a specific deepening. And it may seem kind of like a lot, but you're really not picking up product as often. You're just blending out what you have on your brush already. So you don't like in person look like, oh my gosh, she has so much bronzer on her cheeks, it's ridiculous. Or you do, and who cares? It's not really that big of a deal. So like people are like, oh, she doesn't wear makeup, does she? No, everybody knows, so. Okay, so now we're gonna highlight. I like to highlight before I blush. I don't know, some people like to do it the other way. This is my Juvia's Place, the Heroin Glow 2. And it's really pretty. I thought it was gonna be too dark for me, but it's actually really light on the skin and it blends into my blush pretty good. And it's like a really natural glow. It's not like really harsh. Like, I'm very into like natural glow. Nothing too insane. And I'm actually gonna go back into my Sabrina palette for blush today because I really loved that NYX Scratch blush that's in it. So if you guys haven't seen my previous video, I did like a makeup look and review of this palette and I really loved it. And I'm kind of biased because I just love the show. But I'm going to be going into this shade right here. This is called NYX Scratch and it's a blush and I just think it's gorgeous. I really enjoyed it. At first I thought I was going to like the Harvey color better because I just kind of like the like peachy or corally color, but I ended up actually really liking the NYX Scratch because it has a little bit of a glow in it and I'm enjoying that. It's pretty pigmented, so be careful. Isn't that pretty? Oh, that's way too dark on that side. I haven't finished watching the new season because I'm gonna be so sad when the new season ends. So I'm just kind of taking my time with it because there's no rush. It's gonna be another like year and a half before we see it again, so. All right, so let's see. This is how my skin is looking right now. It's actually looking a little bit better than I thought it was going to. I did, you know, use that IT Cosmetics concealer. But, I mean, around my cheeks and stuff, everything right here is just the foundation. Most of my forehead is just the foundation. The bronzer and blush blended in quite nicely. And, I don't know, I'm kind of liking it. I can still see some of my freckles in my nose and things. A little bit, so I don't know, I'm kind of gonna see how this goes throughout the day. Do a quick lip here. Okay, so here is the final result. And I'm going to kind of probably do a couple updates throughout the day, every couple hours maybe, just see how it's all sitting. I did set my face with the Cover FX high performance setting spray, so you know, we'll see how it goes. And yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about it, but I don't actually hate it, so we'll see how the updates go and how it lasts. And I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so 4 hours in and this is my makeup test and I'm not happy. I mean, all of my pores, all of my wrinkles, everything's showing. It just looks crazy.
My name is Jackson. I love
My
it.
name is Lillian.
Hey, Boo.
My name is E-L-E-N.
Click subscribe below and see all our videos.
Okay, so this check-in may be kind of pointless based on my last check-in and how I was feeling. Plus, at this point of the day, honestly, there's not a lot of foundations that would still be stuck to your face. But, I mean, I'm just basically oily with like a lot of texture. At this point, and I cooked dinner, I did, you know, I ate dinner, I did all the things, and I dealt with kids all day. At this point of the day, I'm not expecting anything great, but I don't know, I mean, with my Juvia's Place foundation, my base tape, even the Maybelline or the Wet n Wild foundations that I use, I still have better results at the end of the day than this, and I'm not quite as oily. So I have combination skin where I get oily in my T-zone a lot, which is very like normal, and then I get really dry like around here, and the dry spots definitely came off the fastest, where it's completely worn off my chin and my upper lip. Look at how textured my nose is. Like, look how sunken into my pores it is. It's sunk into them. Like, I'm gonna have to really deep clean my face tonight. I don't know that I really would recommend this foundation, even if you like a lighter coverage, just because the formula seems to really sink in to your pores and become very oily as the day goes on. And I don't feel like that's a good formula for a foundation. I need to like bash a brand or something like that. Like, I'm sure they have great products. I actually kind of enjoyed the primer. I might try the primer on its own with a different foundation. Anyway, long rant. I would recommend this a 4 out of 10. Anyway, please like this video if you thought it was entertaining, fun to watch, or informative. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like my stuff. If you don't, then I don't know why you're here. But thank you for watching. Have a good night. Bye.